Welcome back, I'm Jay. We got Steve behind the camera. We have a very special build coming at you today. This thing's gonna look cool. Steve, we're using some interesting tools that we don't see every day in every build. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining. We cover football helmets, pretty much anything and everything football helmets. We build helmets, we sell helmets, we talk about helmets. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell below. We wanna jump right into this one, Steve.
Yeah, Noah. This dude's crazy. I think I like this guy a lot. He reached out to us about, I don't know, a month ago and wanted to custom order an extra large Shut F7. So we helped him out with that. And this kid is as excited about life as I've ever seen. So,
well, he sent over a bunch of pictures, Steve. Excited I definitely think that this is a guy that is probably fun to have as a teammate, for sure.
I'm sure.
And we're gonna throw on a couple of freebies here for him that I think he's gonna love. And hopefully Noah can go back to the team and say, hey, check this stuff out. Not only do I know that nobody else on the team has them, I bet you nobody else in Switzerland has them. 99.99% of the people in the US don't have them because they're brand new. I'm going to be starting with the stripe. Yeah. We are going to, Noah asked us, so we're going to be cutting the stripe around the tectonic plates in the F7 helmets. Steve, this color is too cool as well. That's one of your lines, right? Too cool.
It is too cool.
It's, when I first saw this and I had them all lined up with all the other satin colors that we got in, I'm like, the black, that's not really that much different from a matte black color. But when you put it next to a matte black color, it's different.
So behind you are all the AAF helmets, yep, and the iron is up there. That is matte black. Totally different.
My watch won't shut up today, Steve.
I know.
It's Tomas.
What the hell does he want?
I don't know. Okay, so listen, we've taken the face mask off. First things first, we got a white stripe here. This guy's gonna go kind of just like this, and we're gonna cut it out, and we're gonna use the hole punch for where the needle would go for the inflation points on the pad. So there's two spots where we're gonna punch a hole in these as we go. So if you're curious about how to stripe an F7, it's a bitch, because it's a lot of cuts. But this is how we do it. So I guess watch and learn. And I'm gonna cut and then reapply and cut and then reapply. And Steve, you said that you would just lay the whole thing down and then just use a razor blade, right?
Like a box knife, yeah.
I'm not that good with a blade, Steve.
Well, that's okay. Know your limits, and this is how you want to do it. And
I am going to not punch holes where the screws are. So if you wanted to take the screws out and remove them, you would have to take the stripe off.
While you're doing that, I guess let me do a little talking about Noah.
Sure.
So his name is Noah Gabriel. In Switzerland, there's not many American football players, especially linemen. So he plays offensive and defensive line.
So what's interesting, Steve, is he told us all about him. He told us about some of his favorite hobbies. He told us about how him and his friends go to, he's got like a group of guys that get together and they go to London for the games played in London every year. And he did say, didn't he say in there as well that, it's not super popular in Switzerland, but it's up and coming.
Right. As with most countries, we hear American football is just exploding. But he's doing the right thing by protecting his head at this age. He's buying a really good high-end helmet. Smart move, especially for outside of the US. Most people play with whatever they can get. I've seen grown men wearing youth helmets, and it's just
that's
scary.
Not good.
It's not good.
So here's what I'm going to do, Steve. So here we are at our first inflation point. So I'm going to poke kind of just the center with something. This is just a little pair of snippers here that I got. Use a pen to mark it, whatever it is, so I can line up where I'm going to put my hole. And I'm going to pull this back, line up my hole spot, and it might not be exact to where the needle goes in, but it'll be pretty close. And this hole is this is just a regular hole punch. It's nothing fancy. Put this guy on.
This guy is going to have the best helmet in like all of Switzerland. Jay, there's more and more comments coming in saying that you are the Bob Ross of helmets.
Well, I grew up, as a kid, I guess, when there was, Bob Ross now on TV, I couldn't fathom watching it.
Oh, I totally could. It's a calming, soothing, happy little tree kind of feel to it.
To me, it is a compliment.
Exactly.
Somebody would compare me to Bob Ross. But, Steve, I guess I am pretty monotone.
I think it's more about your ability to see it before it's done. You kind of talk your way through, and it's not for the audience. You are talking it for yourself.
What's up, Steve? That's just how I talk.
I get it. It's cool.
So we're going to put the lion head here a little bit further back, because on this helmet, I think that makes sense. We're going over a ridge. We're going to cut, we're getting through or we're covering up events. I got to get to lie just right. Just to make sure I get it lined up.
Oh my God, this dude's totally getting this logo tattooed on his body.
Well, maybe if they win the championship, Steve.
Noah, I challenge you. No, don't do anything you're going to regret. But it would be pretty cool if he did.
Got a sports star here, got a Victory XD Evolution in black. And we are going to be upgrading clips or buckles to white. So we got here, Steve, 2 Sports Star buckles for the top, 2 Douglas Easy Pro snaps for the bottom, and Noah's gonna be like, what are those? So Noah, you're welcome.
You are welcome. You will officially be the only guy in all of Switzerland with
Maybe
these.
probably in all of Europe, to be honest.
Probably all of Europe, yeah.
We'll have team pricing on these, so if you get a pair and everyone on your team falls in love with them, don't despair. Contact us, pool your funds together, we'll give you team pricing.
Yeah, pay shipping once.
Yeah, they come in white or black. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know out there, we are operating this facility across the street from an airport and just down the road from a train track.
And not just any airport, but Lockheed Martin, where they sometimes test fighter jets and C-130s and, every other loud ass plane you can imagine.
Great. So we're very familiar with what the new F-35 sound like.
Yeah.
Amazing that something so small can be so loud.
So incredibly loud.
You got to put on the proper snap posts.
So these Douglas buckles come with their own new snap post, but it uses the original T-nut, so it's a very, very quick fix.
And for those of you who haven't watched the video yet, when we talk about the Easy Pro snaps, this is how easy it is to put on, take off. It's a dream. All right, now let's put the visor on, the face mask. So Noah is representing.
Sure is. USA. USA.
And did Noah say, is he from the US?
No, it doesn't say that, and I doubt he is, and I'm basing that on the fact that he just turned 18. He's played there football for 5 years, so I mean, unless he moved there at a really young age, it sounds like he's pretty well established there in Switzerland.
And they must do a pretty good job teaching English over there. So Noah, while your letter is riddled with grammar mistakes, it's not really any worse than we see from anybody here in the U.S.
I was just going to say,
at 18, 19 years old.
At his age, from being out of the U.S., he did a really good job. We see worse here in the States.
Yeah.
Which isn't good.
Yeah, that's not a. I guess it's a compliment
to Switzerland.
to Switzerland. Yeah, your English is as good as the U.S. When putting on these quarter turns or taking them off, Steve, I prefer to use a flathead screwdriver, kind of works best. And from what I found, you can use a Phillips as well. Hell, if you get really good at it, you can just use your fingernail.
Screwdriver thumbnails like I have.
There we have it, Steve. It took a little while to get this guy going, but he is now done.
Well, it was a lot of little details cutting that center stripe especially, but it looks really, really good. It looks tough, and I have a feeling once Noah puts that on his big noggin of his, it's gonna look even better, and I hope he sends us pictures.
You know what, Steve? I'm gonna do something here
I know
we don't do. You know, Facebook and Instagram, we see what kind of the kids like out there, and what we're seeing more and more of, Steve, is the rabbit ears.
I'm all for it too.
I'm gonna rabbit ear this guy a little bit.
Boom.
It doesn't want to. I guess they gotta wear it. Let's look at Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
Yeah, I am not gonna put this on just because, you know, this is going to somebody.
It's not yours.
It's not mine. But she looks great, Steve. I'm not even gonna go over all the pieces of this. It's a Shutt F7 VTD, fantastic color. We've spruced it up a little bit with some white Sports Star buckles and some white Easy Pro snaps from Douglas, Sports Star chin strap with the US flag visor, Switzerland chrome flag on the back, US chrome flag on the back. This thing is great. I can't wait to see pictures. Noah, once you get this on the team, tell all your teammates about us. We really appreciate everything, you know, guys out there who want to buy from us. We really do appreciate it. And when we can, we'll build the helmet on air for you.
That's right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Yep. And we will be with you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.